sorry about the stuff. As it turns out, I have the Ethernet cable plugged in, and the Ethernet was like, no, just no. So I'll figure that out for next time. I'm opening my crackers now. So I know we were talking about our friends of the show.
Yes.
We promised you friends of the stream announcements who are manifesting.
Yes.
Yeah. Sarah, who are you manifesting?
Gillian Anderson, because...
Ooh. Amen.
And who doesn't want Gillian Anderson to be on this stream playing D&D?
That is
100%.
Some strong, heavy manifestation there, and I love it.
Yes.
Who is owning Jude Law, friend of the stream?
I am.
You own
Yeah, she has to.
I mean, that's true. You've been pushing for it by far the most.
Yeah.
I am very lukewarm on Jude's stream to be Jude's stream.
I love Jude Law, but yeah.
I enjoy
Jude's stream, the lesser known cousin of Jude Law.
I thought that was a comment. It's like, I don't want no Jude stream. You can stream somewhere else.
Yeah.
OnlyFans content for everybody.
Yes, please. Sasha, you're taking Dan Levy, friend of the stream.
I'm taking down Levy, friend of the stream. I've got like a very long list, to be honest. I mentioned others, including Patricia Clarkson, Helen Mirren, and Hank Azaria. But honestly, anyone who's ever been a character actor makes me happy. So, Nathan Lane, just putting it out there.
I know we mentioned this. I was like, oh, did I tell you that Hank Azaria story? A friend of mine was in Love and Other Drugs, and I don't even know if this made it to the final cut of the movie, but he and Hank Azaria played Twister in their underwear. And he ran into Hank Azaria like a couple years later, and he was like, "Oh, hey, good to see you. I haven't seen you since we were playing Twister in our underwear." And Hank Azaria just kind of like looked at him, and he was like, "Because we were in Love and Other Drugs. That was me." And Hank Azaria was like, "Okay."
No.
How can you have such... Either he didn't want to admit that it had happened, or he's had such a storied career that you forget playing Twister in your underpants in a film with someone. How can you forget about that?
I honestly think it's probably the former. I think it's probably like, that sounds like a thing that happened. Like, regular day for Hank Azaria.
When you've played Agador Spartacus, where can you go from there, honestly?
Exactly.
Actually, they were filming Love and Other Drugs on our school campus when Emily and I were studying there, University of Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Not to dox, I mean, it can't dox us. That was, 10 years ago. I don't remember what numbers are, but roughly. And yeah, everyone was really excited about Jake Gyllenhaal and Anne Hathaway, and I was like, I just want to meet Hank Azaria. That's all I want.
Yeah, and it's funny because that particular friend that was there, I obviously didn't meet until like
grad school,
7 odd years later. Yeah, so
yeah,
just it, all intersecting, layers upon layers. Hank Azaria tesseract, if you will.
Which means he is destined to come and be friend of the stream.
Absolutely. That's the only next logical step in his career trajectory is for him to become friend of the stream. Who are you going for, Andrea?
So I'm kind of so I'm like torn between like, I don't know how to say this without being like weird about it, but like I feel like I really want, when I say weird about it, it's just because like there's characters, like I would love Jack Black to be a friend of the stream because I love Jack Black. I think he's America's treasure. But then there's people like Michael B. Jordan, who is a nerd, and I'm like, I feel like having Michael B. Jordan be friend of the show would be kind of the best thing ever, and I would die literally.
I'd be verbally incontinent.
I would.
Both of them.
I would lose my shit. I would literally pee my pants. But so I'm like trying to decide which one, like literally.
I think both are very good shouts.
Yeah, and now you said Jack Black, I'm now like, oh, do I want to change for like any of the Muppets? I want to play D&D with Kermit, Miss Piggy, Fozzie. Can you imagine, like,
Listen, I can be Miss Piggy for you anytime. Let's be honest, that's just me as an exaggerated as the character.
So, chat, get manifesting all of those for us.
Every last one.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
No, genuine. Joe Manganiello, he's from Pittsburgh, where I grew up. And my really not exciting story is that once I served him and his mother coffee at the coffee tree in Shadyside. He had an Americano and was absolutely enormous. That's
man. He does strike me as a very large man.
Absolutely huge.
And yes, Nosmo, on the Joe Manganiello note, honestly, truly, if I could get one person to come on this stream and teach me their ways, it would be Brennan Lee Mulligan. He's like my dream guest / DM / can we please just be best friends? So yeah, my vote is for Brendan Lee Mulligan. Slightly more niche, slightly less universally beloved in popular culture. But if you know, you know. Yes, thank you.
If you know, you know.
Jabbod, absolutely. Oh my God, Brennan is the correct response.
Yes.
For the people people vibing with Brennan. Come on. It'll be so cool.
It would be really cool.
That would be so cool. I would make him exclusively play as Galir, the sad elf, divorced dad. And it would be wonderful. It would be wonderful. But I think getting all of them on at the same time would be truly peak chaos, and that is the final end product of our manifestations.
Honestly, if we ever get all of them at the same time, that's when we finish. We're done. This channel is over. There's nothing better we can do.
I'm just going to throw out one more only because he's friends with Paul Foxcroft and has been on questing time, which means it's slightly more possible than, say, Helen Mirren. John Finnemore. I'm obsessed with Cabin Pressure. And
Cabin Pressure is...
Mwah, absolutely. I still play Yellow Car just with myself.
The fucking lemon game?
Haven't Hide the Lemon, absolutely.
Always. Hide Lemon, yeah.
That's it.
John
That's
Finnemore's
my last
a good pull.
manifestation.
Absolutely.
His brain works in amazing ways.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely wonderful. If you're not familiar with John Finnemore's writing, which I would be very surprised if we didn't have a lot of people who were, because he is a joy and a delight. As Tiny Moose has said, go and search him out because he writes wonderful things. His double act series is stunning. But yeah, basically anyone who's ever guested on Questing Time is also a seriously.
I agree with Spoon. I was surprised that you didn't say Mike Wozniak.
I'm also surprised you didn't say Mike Wozniak.
Listen, he was very present in my mind. But as I just said in the chat, that is extremely beating a dead horse. I think everyone here knows exactly how much I want Mike Wozniak on the stream, and indeed in person.
Just in person.
I just want to know what happens if Mike Wozniak is on the stream, because you're either going to not shut up, right, or you're going to be so quiet because you can't talk in front of him. Like, it can only go one of two ways with that.
It depends on if it's a Zoom or Skype room or if it's in person.
What do you think is a difference?
Sorry, which one of you at a time? That's two questions.
No. After you.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, like, which one do you think you would be able to actually talk to him, and then which one do you think you'd be like, oh no?
Similar vein, my question was, does it?
Relatedly, does it matter?
You actually know you have a point. Initially, when I said that, I thought maybe it'd be better in person. But considering how I reacted being around Dara O'Brien when I stalked him outside of at the stage door of his show in DC, when I literally jumped around like a little billy goat and around my friend who had begrudgingly gone with me to stalk him, going, oh my God, it's Dara O'Brien. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, it's Dara O'Brien. Oh my God. Literally in front of Dara O'Brien. There's only like two other people there. Like, this wasn't subtle or in a crowd. It was in front of him. And that's about how chill I was. it may go similarly.
We all have fangirl tendencies, and I think they should be loved and respected as parts of ourselves. I'm pretty sure I would be absolutely catatonic in the same room as Brennan Lee Mulligan. So we all have our.
That's
you
true.
know.
Yeah. I've never said anything intelligent remotely to when meeting
Ever.
a celebrity.
No,
Ever.
never. Couldn't happen.
I met
Never
the
will
cast
happen.
of West Wing during West Wing, like they were doing a free podcast at Georgetown when I was doing, and so it was the guy who played Josh Lyman, whose name I know his
Bradley
name, but
Whitford.
it's Bradley Whitford. Yes, it's escaping me at the
Ooh.
moment. Joshua Molina, both along with God, I forget all their names because I'm just like blanking right now. But yeah, I was an absolute idiot around them, but I have a picture with them, so there's that.
That is amazing. If my mother is still on the watching, she will be very envious because we are big West Wing fans in the house.
That's what we should be.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a yes, and Josh Lyman
Spoon.
can get it.
Spoon's met Josh Whitcomb. He's very, yes,
He's
quite
very
short
short.
is something he is, I think, made fun of quite a bit. He seems nice.
But not as short as Andy Hamilton. So
So
It's,
there's that.
And who blew 100% Bob Mortimer. I actually had a chat at some point with Foxcroft, and he also said that Bob Mortimer is one of his top choices to get onto
That would
comic
be
relief or questing time or something. So-
incredible.
I indicated in my obsessive calling him that one comic relief show.
not just pointing out that the cast of Discovery, I'm assuming Star Trek Discovery, have
Yeah.
been playing D&T through lockdown.
They
I
have.
would be very happy
What?
with anyone from that like the whole cast.
Mhm.
Let's fuck it. Let's just retire. We'll gift them the stream.
Yeah, they can have it now.
Is that
You can have it now.
Yeah.
Just take it.
who all is on Discovery? Was that one of the Scott Bakula ones? I don't know.
It's the new one on Netflix.
It's a new one, yeah,
Oh, okay.
which I've watched a little bit of, and it is good fun. Speaking of good fun, we can't have guests of the stream if we don't have a stream.
Yes.
That is a new tagline.
Yeah, no guests of the stream until you've had your stream.
No stream, no
But
guest.
I want it now.
Guests of the stream now. When last we saw our adventuring party, they were sitting in a hotel room, deciding on several different courses of action to take as the day wears on, and they are still Bridgetless. They had a few options. The maid of honor has declared that she was going to stay. She was going to stay at the hotel and wait for Bridget in case she comes back. The mother of the bride is not currently known where she is. And they have a few different leads to follow down. Now is the time to decide what they are going to do.
So are we going back to the tea house, back to the escape room, or are we going to go and stand outside the watch and demand that they get their shit together and try and find a missing young woman?
Personally, I think the watch is probably the best course of action there, because the tea room, that could well be a dead end. And what was the first thing?
Go back to the escape room because nobody's there.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, that is probably a viable option. I just don't feel like it. So watch is my first choice.
Oh, we won't do that.
We should also totally interrogate the guy with the newspaper downstairs that you mentioned. Just make sure if he was sus, we should totally take care of that too.
I mean, I don't even know what gender identity that person has. I really all I saw was a newspaper, and I've seen enough in spy movies to know if there's a person with a newspaper, that person, that is a suspicious human or not human person. It's a suspicious being.
Yeah, no, 100%. Like, that's why we have, like, you know, sending stones now. Why would you use newspapers, right?
Right.
The whole thing.
Yes.
I was also wondering, did you happen to get the number or the address for Mr. Brown from the receptionist lady?
We did get did we get the address in Neverwinter, or did we just get that it was going
You didn't. Yeah, you didn't get the address. You would assume that that the nature of the message would mean that there is an address. She just didn't give it to you. So Imelda would have had to give an address in order to send the message.
Gotcha.
So that is still there.
Okay, so the address does exist behind the counter. They didn't give us the address. My question to you all then is, who wants to get invisible and find that address?
Ooh, I would love to do that. I've always thought about being invisible to see what it's like to be like a regular person, and I would love that.
Beautiful.
I too would love it if your Faris was invisible.
Okay, so tell you what then, let's just do this now. We can all go downstairs and do our various jobs. Once again though, just, you know, to remind ya, what are you doing when you're invisible? What's the plan of action here?
I thought it was just to be invisible and see how people react without me around.
I am
what was the thing that we're trying to do?
I was just wondering if we could get the address or a sending stone number for this Mr. Jackson Brown. We could follow up, either pretend to be Imelda or something else, and see if we can get any additional information out of him as to like the whereabouts, where if he knows where Jason took Bridget, and any additional such information.
Why don't we just ask the desk to send him a message then?
Oh, that's very smart, actually. Probably, right? That makes sense.
Do you think they would do that?
I mean, we could ask. I mean, I'm assuming that you had some methods of persuading them to hand over some stuff in the first place, so...
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming we could just repeat that.
Yeah, Catherine gave him money, so that seemed to work all right. But, you know, just in case, let's just hedge our bets here. You know, so Gwen, if things go sideways, you just sneak back there and get the information we need, okay? And
okay.
Hildy is going to make Gwyneth invisible.
Yay. Double check how long that lasts.
Yeah,
up to an hour.
Excellent.
And I just need to touch her. Anything she's wearing or carrying is invisible as long as it's on her person. Spell ends for a target that attacks or casts a spell. Yeah, cool.
As she's going invisible, Mirabelle reaches out and boops her nose and gives her guidance.
Oh, excellent. Cool. Yes. You see in a kind of a weird shimmer of haze. Gwyneth is there one moment, and the next she is not. Gwyneth, how are you going to let people know where you are? Are you just going to follow them down?
Wait, like follow the people like in the party down? Yeah, I can hold hands. Like, can we still touch? Like, you can still touch me, right? You just can't see me.
Yes, yeah. If you grabbed hold of someone's hand,
I want to grab Mirabelle's hand. Like,
Mirabelle takes it and shifts it up to her arm a little bit, so like it's around her arm, so it's not very. Does it look like Mirabelle's just holding an invisible hand? Is that so weird?
Yeah, that's a fair call.
It's all right, sweetie. I got you.
Catherine looks over you and says, "Right. Well, I think I'll stay here. If you guys head out, just send me a message on the sending stone, and I'll keep an eye out, and I'll let you know if I hear anything. Yeah, I mean, I think there's it all feels a little bit overwhelming because it feels like there's quite a few people that we could, talk to, but I feel like you've got good heads on you, so I know that you'll do your best. And if I hear from Bridget or Imelda, I'll let you know.
Well, you are just precious. You rest here, honey. We'll try and take care of it. If she comes back, do let us know.
Oh, first thing I do, I'll give you a call.
All right. We shuffle out towards the reception.
So as we're going down, you can see a sending stone floating out of nowhere. So clearly, like, I don't know if you can see. Would that be? No, it's invisible.
No, it's all invisible. Anything that you're holding, anything that's on your person is all invisible as well. Yeah.
So no one can see anything, but suddenly you see a tweet from Quannet just going like, I just got turned invisible. I hope I can like prove this like theory wrong. And then she goes like #guy just ring. And then she's just like, you don't see anything, but you just see the tweet later on. That's it. That's the whole tweet.
Speaking of tweets.
Yeah, speaking of tweets, when you open up your fantasy Twitter, you can see that people were not happy about the quote comment that you made about shorter folks and their lack of being intimidating. There were a few people coming to your defense saying, no, I'm sure she didn't say. I'm absolutely sure that tweet was completely taken out of context. She would never say something like that. She's such a kind and loving and generous human being. And by human being, I mean tiefling.
Yes.
And there is quite a lot of fairly angry people. #equal heights, stunning. Very good work, Tiny Moose.
Have inspiration.
Have inspiration. And you are aware, Gwyneth, that perhaps there might be some firefighting you might have to do next time you have a moment's short rest to yourself. You might have to send out a little bit of perhaps an apology tweet or clearing the situation up. It has gone slightly further afield than you had intended. But yeah, you guys walk down the corridor, you hop into the lift, and you end up back in the lobby. You all can see without a perception check again because the lobby is so quiet. The person who was reading the newspaper is still sat there reading the newspaper. They have an empty coffee cup in front of them, and they are just just chilling, just hanging out. The two people at the front desk are still there, and the concierge is still by the front door. And other than that, it's very quiet. You can see a clock on the wall. It's about 11:15 in the morning because you had a very leisurely breakfast and have done a fair bit of poking around. So yeah.
So I kind of like go onto Heldy and kind of try to whisper like, so like, what do you want me to do? Or like, am I waiting for someone else first? Should I just stand here or what?
And Hildy's gonna be like, you're trying to find any information you can about that Neverwinter number, address, anything. It's probably gonna be behind the front desk.
Okay.
So
I think Mirabelle decides that maybe distraction is in order. But unlike other players that we know from other streams that may be similar but better reputed, communicates this to her team before deciding to act on it.
No shade.
No tea, no shade, but...
And sort of just kind of leans over and goes, now, do we want to first talk to the lady, or should I cause a distraction and just let Gwyneth do her thing? Because I can just make a fuss. I have no problem with that.
You are shameless in a way that is both useful and inspiring.
Hildy, you flatter.
A queen.
All right, that I guess that's the plan. Miss, you are a miss, yes?
Yes. How can I help
I
you,
don't
ma'am?
want to assume perhaps you're Mrs. I mean, like, you know.
No, it's Miss, and she points to a little name badge, and it says Jennifer Phillips, and then underneath it says she her.
Oh, Miss Phillips. Oh, what a pleasure to meet you. I don't know if you were here last night when we came in, but I don't know if I could pull you aside for a second. I mean, there was just I didn't want to say it out in the open, but
Oversharing.
yeah. It's a bit personal in nature.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And so if could I possibly pull you aside over here? I'm just a little embarrassed.
That's fine. Anything that we can help you with, we will. Make me a persuasion roll. It's pretty low.
13.
Oh yeah. She goes. Yes, I anything. You know, we are here to help, and you know, if you would like to speak in a slightly more confidential way, we can help you with that. And she kind of, from where she was standing, Hildy, she, you know, when she initially gave you the note, she moves to the other far side of the to the front desk. It's kind of a front desk that juts out into the main lobby, with an entrance on either side. There's one person on the far other side, kind of typing away, doing, you know, general admin stuff. And she walks over from the middle to the far other side and kind of leans forward and says, "Yes, what can I help you with?"
I do so appreciate, and I'm terribly embarrassed, but I just want to address the state of my room.
Okay.
I mean, everything's been impeccable from the hotel, but there was last night. I'll just say that a meal we had earlier did not quite have the effect on me that I had expected.
Okay.
There was perhaps a bit too much chili, and I have a very sensitive disposition.
That's surprising. That's surprising, because you are a, you know, I don't want to presume, but you are a hill dwarf and do in fact have advantage against saving throws against poison. As most hill dwarves are fairly resistant to poison, but again, I do not want to presume, and I know that there are lots of complicated medical things that can interact with that. So I completely understand. You know, I myself have you know, experienced those kind of difficulties. I have a very sensitive stomach, and you know, there was one time I was doing walkabouts of the rooms to make sure all of the guests were happy, and checking that the cleaning was going smoothly, and I just, in another guest's room, I just had to go. I couldn't make it back down to the staff toilets, so I just I rather destroyed the bathroom of one of the guests' rooms. We had to get an emergency cleanup crew in there, and it was quite the spectacle. It is. I entirely understand.
I can't tell you how relieved I am to hear that, because and honestly, as my dad as my daddy would say, it's not it's redecorating, really, in a sense. But I would appreciate if someone could be sent post haste. I don't want
this
to get out.
I think we can definitely sort that out for you. Don't worry. She places a hand on your hand and just gives you like a knowing look of like, it's gonna be okay. It's nothing to be ashamed about.
Mirabelle puts her hand on top of that and just sort of squeezes it, giving her a look like, oh, bless.
Hildy, keen to keep this going, is gonna lean in and be like, you know what? One time, my sister, she used to always eat spicy food. But when she was pregnant, she couldn't handle spicy food at all. So that, that happens.
That will be
Possible, please. Don't fuck.
On hold.
Possible. You absolute troll. I love it.
No!
While this is happening, Gwyneth, do you want to give me a stealth check with advantage? And remember, you have guidance.
Okay, let's do another one. That would be bad.
And thank God for all of that.
Oh, yes, there we go.
Okay. And then we get that guidance. Let's go.
Get that good guidance.
I don't think you need to. Okay.
21. Okay.
Yeah, you...
Actually, no, 23.
23, even better. Yeah, while this intense shit-based conversation is going on, you find it very easy to kind of detach yourself from Mirabelle and scoot round back. And you are having a look for the through all of the papers that are on the desk. You can kind of see like a rack of keys. You can see a little pad with a key laying on it, as if kind of you can reprogram the keys to work in different locks, sort of like with key cards in hotels in our universe.
Sure.
And the rest of the table is just covered in forms and kind of things to sign when you check into the hotel and check out of the hotel, and there is a little tray of incoming and outgoing messages. Roll me an investigation check to see if you can have a look for, bearing in mind, roll me an investigation.
I got a 24.
A 24.
I'm so smart.
Okay, be good. You can see fairly close to the top of the pile, because she had just taken it out to write down what the message contained. You can see the message information for one Mr. J. Brown. You can see the message, who it was from, and you can see an address. What would you like to do with this piece of paper?
Is there like any notepads around or anything where I could like kind of scribble down the exact information on it?
You probably could. There is the like pen and paper that she was writing her notes on. The note itself is on a just a note card like this. Mm-hmm. So either way, whether you took the note card or started writing something, I would make a sleight of hand check, one of which would definitely be more difficult than the other. But I'll let you work out which one you think would be harder to...
Is there someone behind the desk right now?
They are both behind the desk.
Oh, okay, sorry. I thought for some reason I was like, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, no, they're both behind the desk on either side. The guy at the far end just doing regular admin is paying absolutely no heed to what's going on, and Jennifer, was that her name, is very engrossed in the toilet conversation.
Please, toilet.
Part of me is like, I should just like copy it, because then I'm afraid that they'll be like, oh, we noticed it's missing now. So, but then like, okay, I'm just gonna try to copy it, like somehow. Like I'll try to be like really careful with it. So good luck to me.
Yes.
Sleight of hand. Bitch! I got a nat 20.
Nat 20. Hell yeah.
So good at copying that note. Amazing.
Complete.
Anyone who's drinking, drink.
Oh, shit.
I will drink from.
Yeah, don't forget. Yes.
Gwyneth, in a moment of a strangely anachronistic moment, somewhat forgetting that she has her sending stone with her, which does have a camera.
Oh yeah.
She picks up the lovely fountain pen that is next to the stack of notepapers, and in a wonderfully quick scrawl, copies down the address of Jackson Brown, where this message was sent. It's you can see it is in the Blue Lake district of Neverwinter, which is a very very pretty kind of it's just a very lovely, pleasant part of Neverwinter, surrounding a big beautiful lake, as you can imagine by the name. Probably from your, I'm going to say from your kind of existence online, you know, it's the kind of place that a lot of people go on holiday and, you know, take a lot of pictures. It's very picturesque. You see it all over social media, and so you are pretty sure that if Jackson Brown was going to go on holiday somewhere, this is the kind of place he would go. Cool.
Is Sarah having troubles?
While Sarah comes back, I wanna take a second and acknowledge Nosmo's tweet message, because that's exactly what happened. She forgot that there's a forward-facing camera. As opposed, I'm like, yeah, sorry, that's exactly why I didn't do that. There we go.
She is, yeah. She's just like, how am I? The only thing you could do is
I tried to take a selfie, but can't do it.
Yeah,
that is canon. That's what happened.
Yeah, that is exactly what happened. So with that 22, that nat 20, I'm just going to say that you make it round to the other side of the desk again, with this kind of what you guys see walking behind the no one saw that, it's fine. Walking behind the concierge in deep discussion with Mirabelle about the state of her toilet. You just see a little note paper just kind of bob around behind, sort of very, very tactfully being held down at her side, so it's not upper eye level. It's you could kind of not catch it out of the corner of your eye. So yes, Jennifer turns to you, Mirabelle, and says, "If that's everything you need from me, I will ensure that happens as soon as possible. And if you're going out for today, it'll definitely be completed by the time you get back. I hope that yes, I hope the experience was not in general too troubling for you."
Oh, I do so appreciate it. You are just such a sweetheart. I mean, I just can't tell you how grateful I am for your support. I don't know. Obviously, Mirabelle can't really see anything. She see a floating pen. Is there anything that indicate?
Yeah, you see the note card. You see the piece of paper come.
Be floating.
Walk behind Jennifer, and you would assume that piece of paper is either the note card itself or something that has been written on. You can. Yeah, okay. You can be pretty sure she's succeeded.
Okay, then I'll just let you get back to work now. I won't take up any more of your time.
Not at all. It is a pleasure, and my job to make sure that everyone staying at the hotel has a comfortable and peaceful stay. And if it is for whatever reason not peaceful, then we will endeavour to fix that.
Nice. While all this has been going on, Clara has been keeping a very close eye on the humanoid with the newspaper. has she noticed whether or not they've been listening? Or in any way paying attention to the...
They are across the lobby, about like 40 feet away. It's a big, beautiful, open lobby. You are not sure whether they'd be able to hear. How close to them did you go during this conversation?
Clara's sort of stayed in the middle of the lobby, so while everyone else has gone off. So she's probably about 20 feet away then.
Yeah, you, from where you're standing, the kind of hushed tones of the conversation between Mirabelle and the concierge are fairly muffled, because it was obviously a very intimate conversation. So you would imagine that they probably couldn't hear the intimate details of what was going on, as you in the center of the lobby kind of also struggled to pick up on certain bits of it.
Does he look sus though? Or they? Sorry, I'm sorry. I keep gendering them.
Does anyone want to go and do an investigation of this man in the lobby?
Oh, totally
man,
does.
this person.
Well, okay, so yeah, go ahead. Sorry, I was gonna say, like, since I'm still invisible, I could also go ahead and do that with Clara. Just sneak over.
So Clara's gonna go over and sit at the table next to them.
Okay.
And get her sending stone and pretend to be messaging someone. And while she's doing that, she's looking at the newspaper, and A, is it in date, and B, are they reading it the right way up?
Yeah, go ahead and make me an investigation check. Anyone who is going in that direction,
Damn it.
make me an investigation check.
That was balls. That was 5.
It doesn't take much for you to see that the newspaper is in fact the right way up, and is about 3/4 of the way read. You can't see a date on it, but it is being read. And you can see as you kind of walk around, even with a 7, you can see it appears to be a human man. They are, masculine presenting, with kind of short brown hair, quite a nice suit on. They're wearing a waistcoat with what looks like a kind of jacket draped over the back. So he's wearing a shirt and a waistcoat. Quite nice light linen clothing. It's a very warm day, so yeah, it's he seems to be just there, and he's got a very small pot of coffee and a little espresso cup on the table, which is currently empty, but still got a little bit of coffee left. So looks like he's kind of set up there for the morning.
I also rolled and I got a 20, not 20 for that. Like, I don't know if there's anything more suspicious about this person.
Nat
20. You can see.
Yes.
Drink for the nat 20. Good.
Mm-hmm.
Good use of a nat 20. Yeah, you can see that the paper is in fact in date. You can get, because you're invisible, you get quite close up. You can see that the paper is in date. It's from this morning. The man has a very pleasant face. He's got a pair of reading glasses, sort of speckles of grey in the sides of his hair. He's got a sort of fairly close cropped stubble with a moustache, and he's just kind of he's just flipping through this newspaper, like reading it quite intently. As there are a few people who do genuinely read newspapers like cover to cover, and he strikes you as the kind of person who will pick up a newspaper, do it cover to cover, do the crossword, You know, he just seems very, very relaxed in this environment. And given his attire, it looks like after this he's kind of ready to go out for the rest of the day.
Okay. Can I turn myself back to being visible, or is this just something that wears off? Just a general question, actually.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Hildy, but I'm pretty sure she can just choose to be visible again. Or do you have to?
I'll be honest. Like, let me take a quick look. Sorry, I had a different thing prepared. But let me take another look at that spell here. I'm inclined to think.
I'm inclined to think you have to turn it off.
I think so. Because it's my concentration.
Yes.
So
yeah.
You'd have to tell me to make you visible again.
Yeah. Okay. So if you wanted to be visible, you would need to go and go walk over to Hildy and just let her know.
Question. Does this paperman also have a wonderful mustache?
I said he does.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, he does. I'm so sorry.
Got a stubble and a lovely,
I was
a lovely thick mustache that on a lot of people would be off-putting, but on him it just works. He exudes this quiet confidence of a man who just knows he can pull off a mustache.
Clara uses her very long arms to reach over and just like tap him on the shoulder very lightly.
Good morning. Can I help you?
Yeah. So I was just wondering. So I've got a friend who's single, and I think you'd be just her type, to be honest. So I was wondering if you were in the realms of looking for some sort of date.
You can see that he blushes slightly and says, "Well, I'm technically here on business, but I can't say that business trips on my own are always particularly fun. I have to go in about 5 minutes. I've got a carriage coming for me then. But if your friend is around this evening, I will be at the bar. You can tell them I will be at the bar from about 8 p.m. if they happen to be there at the same time."
What's your name?
Michael.
Michael. All right, Michael. Her name's Mirabelle, which is like Michael Mirabelle sounds really nice. I will let her know.
That is a beautiful name, and may I say I don't know if she sent you over, but I admire your wingmanship. That is a sign of a good friend, and I shan't say or do anything more now, but let her know that I will be at the bar this evening.
Yeah, nice to meet you. I'm Clara. I will let Mirabelle know. I'm sure she'll be delighted.
I hope to see her there. And he, with a kind of one of those smiles that you when you smile but you don't really want to smile but you can't help it, he kind of goes back to reading his paper, just sort of has a little smile to himself, and then
just watching. He doesn't like dwarves.
Aww. You never know.
Genuine question: where was Mirabelle during this? Because, like, positioning from the conversation with Miss Phillips to this, I assume it's a little after.
Yes, I mean this was happening at least during the conversation, because Clara was making sure that you couldn't be heard. But Greenwich did come over, so it was at least sometime after this. Where do you want Mirabelle to be? Do you want her to have heard all of that? Or do you want to be to have stayed around by the front desk?
I would have thought so. I think Mirabelle would have made her move independently, but since she noticed Clara doing it for her,
Yeah.
decided to hang back and see what happened. She is like, I do hope he likes dwarves. I mean, there is sometimes a bit of prejudice, but he is awful cute, isn't he? I do love that mustache. And so take mental note, and like would have liked to give him her sending stone number, but decides to hang back and like, you know, yeah, see what's up.
Let the hands of fate be played for her for once.
She doesn't really see an opening just at this moment.
Clara knuckles up to her and is like, so that man over there, I don't think he's a spy. His name's Mike. He's here on business. I told him you'd be free at 8 p.m. tonight, and he'll meet you in the bar.
Clara, I knew we were friends. You're a real sweetheart for doing that for me. He was awful cute. Now I am very eager to find Bridget, but could we be back here around, you know, 8-ish or so?
And you can hear Andrea. You can hear Gwyneth's disembodied voice just going like, yeah, like that would be really great for me because I would love to book a massage, and I know that they close at 9:30. So if we're here by 9, that'll give me plenty of time before like they close to get there.
Hildy is gonna be like, hey, can we go? I'm gonna uninvisible you. Let's you know what? Let's go to the bathroom. That way we know no one's gonna see you suddenly pop into existence. You know, come on. And Hildy just kind of like walks to the bathroom, not ever trying to like check to see that Gwyneth is following her, just assuming she's coming.
Is she?
I will go. I have deep respect and admiration for Hildy. She's kind of like someone that I would always listen to because I feel like she has my best interest in heart. So I like willingly follow.
Yes, you all. However many of you trot off to the bathroom. While you're walking, Clara, you get another text on your phone.
Let's go.
All right.
Sending stone.
Here we go.
Let's go.
What is this?
Dun, 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 dun. Hey, hey.
I'm so scared. Wanna smash?
Yeah, you just get a text that says, wanna smash.
Oh my god. He's really got to that point in texting where he's like, oh my god, how are you not getting this?
Yeah, he's abandoned all subtlety.
Yeah. Clara drawing inspiration from Mike and Feeling Brave is like, yeah, 8:30 question mark?
We all have to be back by 8 for different reasons.
Like, it gives me half an hour for like a quick brush of the old fur and we're all good. It's fine.
Yeah, he texts back saying, send me the address and I'll be there.
Get it, girl.
Clara messages him the name of the hotel.
Cool. He just in a move that is somewhat confusing considering the general tone of the rest of it, he just sends you a thumbs up.
That's so on brand though. That makes so much sense.
Can I tell you what I was really hoping the wheel would land on?
PSA to the men out there, don't do that.
No thumbs up.
Don't do that.
Don't send a thumbs up. Use your words.
At least a little kiss. The little kiss
Yeah,
emoji.
like,
Not
At
even
least you could
okay. It's a
Yeah.
And then put it like,
Right.
yeah, no, God damn it.
Yeah. So yeah, you're back in you're in the kind of public downstairs bathrooms of the hotel. You're all now visible. Gwyneth, you have the little piece of paper with an address on it. That is presumably where Michael.
No, Jason. No,
Jackson. Where Jackson Brown is staying at the moment. So yeah, you have this new piece of information.
Yeah, so I like hand it over to Hildy, and I'm like, okay, so like this is the address. I don't think we should go all the way over there though. That seems really fucking far. Should we? And I just give it to her.
Yeah, no, that's entirely too far. But you know, this is a step closer, right? What can we do with an address? I'm trying to think. Apart from mail something, like give us Bridget back.
Maybe we could actually give it to the what do you call it? Like the Guardian people. What are they?
Yeah,
What?
the watch. I was gonna say
The
the
Watch.
Guardy, but that's wrong.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
was like Guardians of the Galaxy. No.
Everyone make me a straight intelligence check.
Oh, a straight
those.
intelligence check. I thought you said strength intelligence. I was like, wait, what?
Strength intelligence.
Oh, okay,
Merge
not
the
too
two.
bad.
Strength intelligence.
16. Also, question: is everyone there with her?
Not
I'm so sorry.
one.
Between-
Or no, that was a 7. Thank God. Oh, I was so worried.
Yes. Did everyone just kind of trek off to the toilets after Hildy?
Yes, I think so. I just wanted to confirm because I also wanted to. I'll finish this conversation, but I might add something.
Well, no. Add the thing that you would like to
Add
now.
Well, we absolutely should give it to the watch. I was also thinking if we could get Miss Phillips away from the desk, because she was the one who sent the message earlier, I believe. Perhaps we could send him another message from the concierge desk, from the same, in the name of Imelda, or even from the hotel itself, just to throw him off the scent, and send something along the lines of like apologies. I am very open to suggestions here, but remind us please where the address we need to go to, or something that would point us to her location.
Why don't we just pay the woman behind the desk to send the message on our behalf, tell her it's a practical joke, and say something along the lines of it's all gone tits up, drop off the package at the hotel, something like that.
I like it as far as like, I think that like it makes sense to be like, I don't know. Imelda wouldn't say tits up though, but like I like the concept. I just think we need to workshop it a little bit more.
Yeah. What's fancy pants lady for tits up? Breasts northerly.
Disembobulated? Isn't there a word that's like weirdly like that? Like disembobulated?
Just a bit askew.
Just a bit askew. I like that. That's nice.
What was the original message? It was well held or something.
Well received.
Well received.
Well received.
Well, hell, there's something else, Clara. That.
Thank you, discombobulated. For like,
We're glad to have you.
Boobs askew. I like boobs askew.
Boobs askew. That's my next.
askew.
That's my next D&D character name. Watch for boobs askew.
Boobs askew.
It's like
Yeah.
breast askew. Things have gone breast askew.
So why don't we just like kind of copy the last message and be like, the opposite of what she said, and then drop package off at a hotel?
Not well received.
Like, badly received?
Ill received.
Ill received.
Actually.
Perhaps it could be something like, please disregard the last message. Circumstances have changed. Please, or frankly, it's Imelda. She would never say please. Just say, deliver the package to the hotel.
Yeah, and then like totally be like, oh, like we would pay him something that like would insinuate that money would be involved, just so like to be sure that they don't do their money.
We'll make it worth your while.
Supplement the promised sum due to changes in the agreement.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's do that then.
Yeah, that sounds great.
And then we
go
to the station.
I'm not saying I have a history in this sort of thing, but I'm not saying that, if you know what I mean.
It sounds like you're saying that you do just backwards.
Hildy. We've discussed this.
Sorry. Okay.
Occasionally, a lady just likes to be subtle.
I didn't want to
pretend she's being subtle.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever are. Yeah. I'm like, what? I don't think that's your MO,
As far as branding
Mirabelle ignores this and walks out of the blue.
I'm just saying, if you were like, what's Mirabelle's brand? I don't think subtlety would be the first thing that I would write down, in a focus group survey.
It's getting spicy. Cool. So are you guys heading back to the front desk?
Mirabelle kind of stops and like sort of nudges perhaps Gwyneth forward, because sort of doing significant looks at everyone to try, rather than just doing looks at everyone, to be like, guys, I've already spoken, and Hilda's already spoken to her, and Clara's Clara. So perhaps Gwyneth is the best person to do this, but Hilda, I don't know if you want to go in support. I don't know who else to do this, but it shouldn't be me because I've already had a conversation with them.
What?
And Clara, could you maybe distract Miss Phillips? She's still behind the desk, and I think that would look awful suspicious.
What do you mean distract? Surely we just need to give her money and ask her to do it, because she already knows we're all together, because we're part of a massive fucking hen party that's walked through here several times.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, no.
I'm just gonna hang back and like sniff the seat where that lovely guy was sitting.
Just sniff.
Surely he's still in the seat. It's been like 5 minutes.
I thought he left.
I really hope this just ends up with Mirabelle just sniffing.
She's like, oh, don't mind me. I'm just taking a whiff of
I really need to stop trying to like tweet in the middle of our sessions so I can actually follow what Hannah's saying. Yeah, but I really thought I heard her say that he left.
He was so for context, because you would have overheard this. He was still there, but he said to Clara that he was he had a coach that had been called for about 5 minutes time. He was just wrapping up with his paper. So he may well still be there when you get up, but he also may well not be.
Okay, so it has not been 5 minutes.
It is if you're gonna catch him, it's gonna be close.
Okay, in that case, she's not gonna go over there. She's just gonna sort of like walk off, because she's already had too many interactions with this front of house staff, which is definitely what you call a hotel and not a restaurant.
So I'm happy to talk to her, but like honestly, I think it's totally fine because we're paying her, and like she doesn't know we have the address because I stole it. She might just be like, oh, clearly like they're talking to the same people. It's fine. So
first things first, does anyone have a gold piece on them?
I'm trying to let me take a look, because I know I spent some money earlier at the shop.
If you've taken your going out stuff for the day, I will assume, I will give you the benefit of the doubt that your going out stuff for the day includes some money.
I have some gold. which I'm willing to
You
contribute.
have
I do as well.
Excellent. Well, in which case, why don't I hang back and try and restrain Mirabelle from molesting a poor man with a moustache? And Hildy, why don't you take Gwyneth and lead the conversation and grease the wheels in the way that you did previously?
Absolutely. Sorry, absolutely, no problem. You betcha. So we're gonna go to the desk, and I'm gonna be like, oh, hey again, it's me. And I'm just gonna kind of do the same thing that I saw Catherine do with the gold piece, and just be like, we were hoping that you could send a message to that Neverwinter place on behalf of Imelda for us, if that's all right.
Make me a persuasion check with advantage.
Okie doke.
Oh Lord.
I know, I'm nervous.
Could
19. Well, and the second one was a nat 1, so we're gonna go with the 19.
Drink from the net one
We still
anyway. Hell yeah.
Drink for that one anyway. She looks at you and says, has Imelda given you a message to be sent on her behalf?
Oh yeah, and she sent a tip as well, as a thank you for doing this. She's not feeling so well. You know how she is. She gets the vodka and she just gets a little loopy. She needs to lie down. So she was like, the room is spinning. I just need you to get this message out, because stuff's changed.
Oh, did she? I've been down here all morning and I didn't see her come back in.
Oh, she texted me. I'm trying to be like, insert myself in that conversation, and I'm just like, oh no, like she totally texted me. I'm like her favorite niece, and like she just texted me because she would want me to do that for her because she loves me and trusts me with her life.
Okay, ladies, I will get that sent over to you. If you just write your message down on here, I will get that delivered to you as soon as possible. And she slides you a little note card. You have 15 words.
What are we gonna send? What was it? Ill received. Bring package back to hotel.
Ill received. Bring package back to hotel.
Oh, I can't say anything. I'm too
Will
far
compensate.
It's yeah. How many was that?
10 words. We're doing words, not characters, right?
Words.
Yeah.
Not characters, not syllables, not anything. Just words. Yeah.
Oh, maybe just be like change of plans. Bring package back to hotel. Will compensate. 10. We can use extra words if you want to, but at least that's 10 words.
Oh, cheers!
Who's being nice?
Wow!
Thank you.
I'm
being hydrated.
Thank you for
Yeah.
making me
Okay.
hydrated.
Well, first of all, we have to drink for the follow, and then we have to hydrate.
Don't drink.
Thank you for the follower.
I will do that in a second once
And thank
I
you for the hydration.
don't have
Oh,
a
kitty.
cat anymore
You're gonna die.
Sweet kitty.
in my arms.
Sweet Sly.
Die, you sweet baby.
Irish lad 5150
There
5150.
you go.
Anyone know what that's a reference to? Is that a reference? I don't. In the exact opposite of the Captain American gif, I do not understand that reference.
Neither do I. Perhaps you will explain it to us while we get this.
No, it is not capital LOL.
Thank you for clarifying. We much appreciate it.
Much obliged. Thank you.
Is that the final message you're going with?
I just show it to Hildy. I'm like, is this cool? I think that's like pretty much what we were talking about. Do you want to double check?
I mean, it looks good to me. I can't think of anything else to add. Because if we had more words, we could put in some more passive-aggressive stuff to really sell it, but with only 15 words, I think that's as good as it's gonna get, really.
Okay, yeah. So I just handed it to her. And I'm just like, this is literally what she just texted me that I should or whatever, text to whoever this person is. I mean, like, the person that I totally know that she told me to text. I mean, text.
That sounds completely reasonable. Thank you for letting me know, and I will, if either you or Imelda come back to the hotel, I will let you know that if there is a response.
Thank you so much.
You're the best.
You're doing so great, sweetie. Thank you.
That's no problem. Again, it's my job to make sure everyone has a very comfortable stay here. So, you ladies have a lovely rest of your day.
You too.
Thank you so much. You too. Bye.
And yeah, Hildy very, very much barely manages to hold in any sort of well-wishing about Miss Phillips' IBS. She's like, bye! She just barely manages to be like, no, that's not what she wants to hear.
Yeah, so she kind of gives you a and then takes the note and goes to send it. Where is the rest of you? That was a grammatically bad sentence.
I'm just hanging by the front door, waiting for them to finish.
Mirabelle is with Clara, just sort of staring at the newspaper man, but not going over.
For God's sake.
Are you sniffing him?
Yeah. So actually, I will say as you come out of the toilet, you see him walking past the front desk and out the front doors. And when you get outside, he is standing by the curb, sort of a fair ways in front of you, clearly, jacket over his arm, waiting for his cab to come pick him up.
And I have a few minutes.
You don't know when his cab's gonna come.
Torture. Oh my.
What?
What is that even?
I don't even know what that is, but You'll go.
See.
What is that?
What is that?
That's fine. Don't worry about it. You keep
Okay.
going. I got it.
Oh, a reference to anything.
Sláinte.
I'm out of alcohol, y'all.
It's the unreferenceable Irish lad. Thank you, but
what a wonderful word.
Do not be sorry, Tiny Moose. This is fine. I think.
I'm so excited to see what it means. I think.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, is it a secret? Are there spicy lights happening right now?
Emily has so many spicy lights in her room, you don't even know. Also, like, okay,
she's getting deeply spicy right now, and she looks delighted.
I can make it worse. Here, let me make it worse.
In the studio, how delighted you are.
No, because you can't see.
Add that.
You can't see. Let me see if I can find a way to make it darker so you can get a better appreciation for what's happening.
With the goldfish next.
Why is it torturous though? This is hella fun.
I was gonna do the strobe one, but it's not dark enough for that to like really work.
I should also add that Emily's roommate Michael is a friend of both of ours, and he and I share a love of disco strobe party lights. So we both bought a bunch of disco lights during lockdown, as well as like laser lights and everything else for like anything you can imagine for raves. Essentially, we just put in our own rooms to like liven up the whole lockdown situation.
Amazing.
Hi, Sweet Poison O2. We are well.
Yeah,
I've done my best.
Friend
I'm
Emily
doing my best.
with party lights.
Party lights. There was also as well, I was about to tell you, Emily, to shut the curtains on the window behind you, and then remembered, of course, it's an overlay.
It is. Well, here,
Thank
maybe
you for
that
following.
might help, actually. But let me change the
Aw,
overlay.
cheers! Cheers to you for following.
Thank
We-
you.
Yes. Honestly, a weird time. We're just being a bit silly right now.
It's intense. There we go.
Oh, dear Lord.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh my god.
Hello!
All right.
We're back.
And yeah, so maybe this might actually, now maybe you can see the strobe flash. The strobe flash is this. But you can't really tell that it's different colors.
I'm honestly just
Am I
deeply
strobing?
yes, there we go.
Mirabelle, are you doing anything with this man standing on the standing on the curb?
100% Mirabelle's doing something with this man standing by the side.
He is, he's standing there. He kind of glances at his watch, and just kind of is just kind of looking around, sort of peering down the road.
Mirabelle sees her opportunity, and just honestly, she has some doubts. She loves that Clara kind of set her up, but she just wants to get a sense before she really makes the party come back for 8:00 that this isn't going to be one of those weird Craigslist missed connection situations where someone mentions interest and then they actually meet in real life and go like, oh no, never mind, which may or may not have happened to me.
Happens to the best of us.
Yep.
That's a big paragraph in the middle of me doing a role play thing. So I'm gonna do the role play thing and then read it. So she just wants to just check it out. So she's gonna breathe in and put her head held high and kind of just saunter over like very Blanche Devereaux to this gentleman, and she's just gonna go, well, hello, sir. That is a very dashing jacket, if I may say so.
He kind of looks over at you and says, thank you very much. I hesitate to say it's probably a little warm for it today, but perhaps it'll cool down this evening.
Well, I hope it stays quite this warm. Personally, I don't love the cold, but I just wanted to say that my friend did approach you earlier, and she mentioned that you might be free this evening. I just wanted to present myself and introduce myself. I'm Mirabelle. I did. Thank you for the gift.
So we'll. Yes.
Cheers. Liquid courage for whatever I'm saying, which is going very well indeed.
Mm-hmm.
This is.
He's just kind of looking down at you with sort of a kind of half smile on his face as you kind of as you're talking, and he just looks at you and says, "Yes, your friend told me that you might be interested in some company tonight, and I will say that she might have mentioned I'm on a business trip, so I've got a busy day ahead of me, but I think I could find my way to a glass or two at the bar this evening if you were still interested."
Well, I can't tell you how much that I appreciate hearing that, and I do say that as long as we find our friend who was in terrible peril potentially, I will absolutely.
Is everything okay? I don't want to keep you from anything important. I'm at this hotel for a few days, and I would hate to have some stranger take precedence over your friend.
Oh, aren't you sweet? I do appreciate that because, Frank, we are good friends, and I would like to find her. So I just didn't want you to feel that I had neglected our appointment this evening if I didn't turn up, if something had gone awry. I will, if you do tell me your room number, I'll make sure to send a note. If I can't make it, because I would emphasize that I am certainly interested. And Matt, what a fine mustache you have.
You can see he blushes slightly, and he says, "Well, I appreciate you being forthcoming about possibly not being able to make it tonight. I'm in room 304, and if you want to send up a message whether or not you can make it tonight, that would be delightful. But if I don't hear from you, I shan't take it personally, and perhaps we will bump into each other over the next couple of days. My name's Michael, by the way," and he puts out a hand. A very nice, very strong hand.
Yeah, Mirabelle does that
Holy hand.
but like, kind of Frank, the kind of thing that Sasha in real life absolutely fucking hates, but the kind of dead fish. Yeah.
He
have the pleasure of touching it. Which she doesn't say that, but that's the intention behind this dead fish hand.
There is a moment of kind of surprise. And sort of hesitation, as if he doesn't want to do the wrong thing, but you see, kind of steels himself, takes the hand, and gives you a little kiss on the hand, and he says, "It is a pleasure." At that point in time, a car kind of starts idling down the street, and he says, "I think this is me. So I hope you have a delightful day, and I hope that, provided everything goes well, I will see you this evening.
And I wish you the best of luck on your business."
It's terribly boring stuff, but it would be an honor to be able to bore you with it over a drink.
Mirabelle just sort of kind of like flashes and walks away.
Behind all of this, Clara has started throwing up in a bush.
The only appropriate response, Frank.
Excellent. At this point in time, the other two ladies come out of the hotel, having sent the message. And I will, at this point in time, say, Sweet Poison 02, that was the loveliest and sweetest message that we have had.
Mm-hmm.
So nice.
We are indeed an all-female party, just out here doing our thing. This stream is pretty much predominantly all female. We have had and will in the future have guests on who don't necessarily identify as female, but that's because TTRPGs and this kind of stuff is for everybody. But we want to make it very clear that it's very much for women, as much as it is for anyone else. Yes, thank you so much, and it is so sweet and lovely that you are here, and we are so grateful and lucky to have you watching.
And now that I've had a chance to read, I 100% agree and echo everything that Han said. You are very welcome, and what a pleasure to have you.
Yes, big love, big pleasure. Also, as depends on how the night goes.
Hey,
Thank you, Mom.
Mom is back.
Are you Czech? Welcome. You have some lovely wine, even though you don't drink very much of it.
I ran out of gas.
Welcome.
Thank you. On the note of a Discord, we haven't quite settled on that yet. But perhaps if there is desire for it, we will have a chat amongst ourselves and see how everyone feels about that. But we do indeed have a Twitter at Critical Drinking. It's just at Crit Drinking, I think. Just Crit Drinking, where you can find all of the bits and bobs we get up to there. And if the Discord situation does change, we will.
We should just do it.
We should probably.
We should just do it.
But we will make no promises.
Anyone feels strongly.
We'll have a chat about it after this. But if there is a definite want for it, then we will provide in some way or another.
I will say I think the most difficult thing is that the most constant feedback we have is from fellow goblins who follow another stream. And so it, of course, it makes perfect sense for them to not need a separate Discord because we're already on one Discord together. And so I guess if you're not a Questing Time Goblin already and you would like us to set up a Discord or just send a friendly message, do so through Twitter. whisper. I don't know what the other options are, and we will.
The internet.
The internets in general. I think that's probably the best thing because, again, the vast majority of our lovely viewer base can already access us on a Discord channel that isn't specific to ours.
Yes.
Our channel, I should say, on Twitch.
Yeah. But as these things kind of grow and change, their audience base will shift, and if perhaps people aren't on that Discord, we can we can make plans. Speaking of making plans, what are y'all
What's
doing?
happening?
What are y'all doing? Where y'all going?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Well, what are we doing, guys?
Mirabelle is very distracted. She's just sort of fanning herself, going,
Clara finishes throwing up in the bush, and she whistles because she thinks it might be good to have a man with a bright pink stretch limo at their stretch carriage at their service. And she looks at Mirabelle and says, "So we're going to see The Watch, right? As it's nearly 12."
I do believe that is the most direct calls, but let's reconvene with the other ladies and find out what they think.
Cool.
I wonder if perhaps, I wonder how long it would take to get a message back from Mr. Brown. Perhaps we can get the front desk to let us know, or I guess they would only let Imelda know.
I mean, I don't think we should expect a message back. I think if anything's going to happen, we should expect a Bridget back.
Yeah, and back to the hotel.
Yeah.
That was where we told them to come back to. So, I mean, my thought is...
Suppose everyone's in a room now. Everyone's together now.
Yeah, and Catherine is here, so she can let us know if Bridget comes back. So, what I'm thinking is we go to the Watch, and frankly, part of me just kind of is like, you know what, fuck it, let's just freak this kid out. And part of me thinks maybe he'll have some useful information. Part of me is like, we'll go to the Watch. If we don't find anything at the Watch, we'll call our fiance. He'll probably panic and cry, but he might be able to help if the Watch can't. Right?
That's true. I also think that what we could do also is, like, before we leave, I'm 100% down for the Watch thing. But, like, we should, like, tell the front desk that, like, if, like, anyone comes by looking for Imelda, they should, like, call the room and have Catherine, like, come down. Only because then we can get, like, ask Catherine to text us, maybe. Like, you know, just so we're, like, aware of the situation, mostly.
Why don't we, to save time, message Catherine, who's upstairs, who can talk to the people downstairs and organise that, saying that she's covering while Imelda's ill in bed, which I assume is something that you might have mentioned.
I did, yeah. And Catherine is super capable. Like, she's really clever. She's got a good head on her shoulders. I trust her to take care of it.
100%. She's so smart. We love her.
Yeah. So why don't we do that? Get in this carriage, go to the Watch, tell the Watch that they're being asked as yesterday to Megan, that Bridget still hasn't come back, that we're really concerned that she might have been kidnapped a week or so before her wedding, and generally just kick up a bit of a fuss.
That sounds really smart. I think that's the plan we should totally do.
What, even though I'm small? Oh, well done, I can still be smart. Great.
I said you can't be intimidating. I didn't say you can't be smart. You want me to take
doubling down on that?
Yeah.
Now, late.
No one record me.
I must ask you to both calm down.
Can we just...
Did I say mustache?
Can we just get in the carriage, please, and can we go to the Watch? Because it's been...
Yeah.
Do you know what? It's weird because it's only been a couple of hours, but it feels like it's been a lot longer, and I can't put my finger on why. She looks at Mirabelle. Gags.
You did stop this. I'm very grateful, but I will just remind you that you did.
At that point in time, seeing you out front, Davy kind of pulls the carriage up and says, "Good morning, ladies. Do you have a good rest?"
Oh, of
Hi,
course.
Davy.
Hi, Davy.
How are you doing?
We're doing okay. Is there any word from Miss Bridget?
No. So we're gonna go back to the watch and we're gonna talk to them ourselves instead of leaving a concussed person to do the whole thing on her own. So
I didn't want to say anything when you dropped her off yesterday, but I did think that was maybe not the best course of action. But I hope you got home safe, and I would be happy to drive you there to the suite.
thank you, Davy. All right, let's all go. This is great. Good plan. Let's go.
Cool. You all hop in the cab, the carriage, the stretched carriage, and you head off. It's a bit of a drive, but it's not too bad. It was quite close to where the adventuring escape rooms were, so you're kind of quite familiar with this route now. And after a little while, it is now for sure past 12. It's probably 12:30, 12:45. You pull up outside the City Watch, the kind of familiar kind of green front with the green and gold lantern hanging outside, and the city crest, the City Watch crest above the door. Again, it's a fairly unassuming building, just kind of squeezed in between two other buildings on the row. Unless you knew it was there, you probably wouldn't pay it any heed. And the door is open. It's turned into a very, very, very warm day. Ew.
Before we go in, has Davey restocked the fridge?
Yeah.
Good question.
He has. Again, it being morning time, it is filled with the same kind of morning stuff that you had yesterday, which is the pastries and the juices and the coffees. And there are a few sort of little bottles of what look like quite thick, bitty, red liquid, which you might presume may well be Bloody Marys. But yeah, it's a similar spread to what you had yesterday morning. You would assume that somehow he rotates it out depending on what time of day it is.
Yeah.
Mirabelle sees one of those little bottles and goes, "Davy, you angel!" And just grabs one.
I know what you ladies like, so.
Awesome. Clara grabs one of the Red Bulls and chucks it back.
Excellent. It is indeed Bloody Mary. A nice one. It's very nice and chilled. It's got a good kick to it. And you all feel fairly. Oh, it's been a while since you woke up, but you all feel pretty pepped and ready for the day. And he pulls up the carriage outside the Sea Watch, and he says, "Would you like me to wait here while you're in there, or would you prefer me to? I can head off and meet you somewhere else."
I think you should hang out here. What do you guys see?
Yeah, I concur.
This might be a quick stop,
That's
Between you and me, I don't know that I have that much faith in the god. I mean, I've seen what they've done before.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine with me. I will be out here, ladies, and you come and get me when you need me. And he takes the book out of his bag and starts reading it.
What's he reading?
I don't remember what he said he was what we said he was reading.
Is it?
I didn't mean for it to be such a continuity thing. I just wanted you to make up something silly.
I really like
it doesn't have to
He's
be.
reading.
Audition.
I'm on a D&D 5th edition random book generator.
Oh, nice.
And he is reading a book called Exposed Papers on the Sylvan Lexicon. So he is basically reading a book about the Sylvan language.
Except when you look at the cover, it's actually like two really buff. There's an elf and a tiefling.
Yeah.
And they've both got They've both got those shirts, you know, the ones which look like, you know, the sort of Mr. Darcy style shirts that have got they're quite low and a little bit see-through and a bit, and they're sort of doing this, and they're like surrounded by like papers floating in the air, and they've got faces where they're like,
yeah,
Is
it's
that
basically
the fan fiction version of it?
yeah,
basically the fan fiction.
We already.
The exposed.
What's up? Raid! That's like Darcy shirts on a tiefling and an elf on a book.
Hi! Oh, so good to see
Welcome,
everyone.
Raiders.
Hello.
We are taking
You're home now.
Yes,
We will
welcome.
look after you here.
Welcome to Five Girls with Flagons Play Dungeons and Dragons. As I slur my words because I have been drinking the most out of everyone.
We're all at least a few drinks in. It's fine.
Yeah,
All the way
I've.
from Spain.
Spain.
Spain!
Hola, ¿cómo están? Bienvenidos todos.
Yeah, Andrea, honestly, you take this one.
Yes,
Andrea
please.
and Emily, because Emily speaks fucking good Spanish.
I
as far
do
as I'm aware.
not
Yes,
at
bitch.
all.
Come on.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
you
do.
do.
Don't
No,
lie.
no, May like Lamo.
Bienvenidos.
As Emily. No.
Oh, bien.
En serio, ¿qué tal?
Hola, Andrea.
All
I can't read that.
nice.
Sí,
Okay.
sí, gracias por estar con nosotros acá. Es un placer. Yo soy de Puerto Rico, así que no se rían de mi acento. Los amo.
yeah.
She's just shit talking us right now, isn't she? I knew it.
Yeah,
She said
that's-
kisses at the end.
that was
She
exactly
can't
what she said.
talk with kisses
This
at the
is
end.
true.
I literally
Can't
said,
sit
like,
there.
don't make fun of my Spanish accent because it's Puerto Rican. And, like, everyone likes to shit on the Puerto Rican accent. It's
Amazing. We are
fine. Bienvenidas.
a
Bienvenidas.
truly global stream. Thank you so much. We are in the middle of a D&D campaign that is based around looking for a missing person, and we are just about to head into the City Watch. But we were first discussing the book choice of the carriage driver, which is from a series called Exposed Papers, which, as Sarah or Clara rightly pointed out, is basically a book series where they take quite fundamentally boring concepts and kind of spice them up with lots of kind of juicy love romantic scenes.
Like, it's like to the point you assume that, like, at least one of the characters' names is Fabio, like 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
The kind of series follow this tiefling called Fabio and this elf called Gregory, and
Lord Gregory Highbeam.
yes, and it follows. If you read all of the books, there is actually a narrative arc flowing through all of the books, but they act as the teachers for the instead of just telling it in the third person. You have these very handsome, rugged
We've been
teachers.
rated
Second raid
again.
in like the last 5 minutes.
I ran out of I ran out of drink. I
Explain
feel
what's
like
going on.
I need to get
We
another
did,
one.
Because there was just
I'll be right
another
back.
raid. Hi. Hello, friend.
Hello, thanks for Rovegas, ex Tiara, Niela Tuzabi, heyo! That's me after like,
party.
I'm not gonna lie,
Oh,
I
jeez.
am half a liter of wine into this stream.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
This is all.
I feel like
I'm good.
I've not drunk at all this stream because I was quite hungover. But I feel like I've got a lot of mead, so I could go and crack open a can of mead.
I will 100% never ever pressure you to drink on the stream because you need to do whatever makes you feel good.
Oh, for sure.
But if you are suddenly feeling like you want a mead,
Yeah.
who am I to stop
I
you?
think all the raids are a good excuse if you were looking for one.
If you want one, hey, shots. I'm just gonna do a shot of this wine to honor that command. And decide, do you want to get one? If you do, we will quickly summarize what's happening, and you go grab one, or you can continue. Up to you.
That is a good idea. The meads are literally right behind me, but I will have to take my headphones out. So, someone give a brief summary for these new raiders, exactly what is happening, and when I get back, we will dive straight into the excursion to the City Watch.
La la. Sarah, you're our best storyteller, but if you don't want to, I can do it.
I don't have chocolate on my face, so who knows how this will go. Right, so we're on a hen do for someone called Bridget Stormsbane. None of us really knew her or indeed liked her that much, apart from my character Clara, who developed a weird drunken attachment to her in a really quite inappropriate, slightly problematic way. Everyone else...
I'm her family, at least.
You're related. Mirabelle is there to give her spooky sex advice. And Gwyneth is, I mean, yes, so spooky. And Gwyneth is there. I don't really know why Gwyneth is there, just because she is. We have lost Bridget in the middle of an escape room. She disappeared. We tried to find her. We failed. We dealt by wandering around an alleyway for most of an afternoon, and then finally going back to the hotel where we met her mother, who was completely unconcerned by the fact that her daughter, the bride-to-be, had gone missing. At which point we were all like, went back to bed. So far, we have spent a good 4 hours not leaving a hotel. During that time,
we had breakfast to do.
We had breakfast. We bribed a receptionist. We broke into the room of the mother of the bride, discovered a piece of paper which may or may not have had a clue on. We set up Mirabelle with a man with a giant moustache called Michael, who was reading a newspaper, and then finally decided that maybe we should go to the watch and report.
Listen, they've been useless so far. I defend all of our decisions, and especially the one where we set me up with Michael, definitely not Wozniak.
I also want to add that we had a handful of point buys, and we have some creative point buys. We've gotten texts from a centaur, you up texts. My lights are flashing due to a point buy, and Hildy's wife texted her. So we've been doing stuff at the hotel.
We've done stuff. We've been invisible. I'm being very harsh, but ultimately, we've decided that having lost the bride, that we should maybe report that to the watch, having the previous day sent a poor girl who worked at the escape room who had quite severe concussion because we discovered her unconscious on the floor of a toilet. We just basically sent her into the watch on her own and expected her to be in a fit state to report what was going on. Having in no way, shape or form helped her. Let's be very honest.
I didn't know we were going to get to have a long rest. I didn't know I would have healed her.
Some of us have healing spells and are ultimately, a cleric, say, whose main job is to heal stuff, failed to heal anyone in the party, including the woman with concussion. So it went really well. We reap what we say.
For everyone involved, while our DM is resettling it,
I'm
to do a 3 to 4 episode one shot. I was not expecting a long rest to be involved.
Yeah, and this is a one shot that we started 2.5 months ago.
Let me make it clear. It was never going to be a 1 episode one shot.
No.
But
it was 3
episodes.
It was perhaps not meant to be as long as this one. Sorry,
much like I assume Michael is,
I've changed my mind because there is this mead was a gift and I've never had mead before, and the choice is a little bit overwhelming. So I'm going to wait to drink this later, and instead I'm going to have a cat and cream soda.
That sounds like a good decision, because I assumed you'd had mead before.
Nope.
And if you haven't, it might not be good if you're not feeling drinky.
It's delicious.
Well, some of this stuff is quite light. Some of this stuff is only 4%. But there are cans of some slow gin mead or slow berry mead that is 10%. So I will not be touching that. I'm too overwhelmed by mead choices. I'm very excited, if you didn't know. So instead, I will stick with the tried and true, can't go wrong, neon green cream soda. I presume that you have done a beautiful and very wonderful job at summarizing this.
Or just roasted Sasha in a way
that is also
I accept my role.
Deeply appropriate.
It's what happens when you're the pretty one.
Yeah, you gotta bear some weight.
I'm sorry.
Sorry.
I couldn't have done that with a straight face. Please let us continue this game before I melt into a puddle of
Yes. Regret. You all step out of the carriage. The watch is in front of you. The door is open.
Yeah. So Kahama's going to pull down her t-shirt to cover what no one has noticed, which is a tattoo which says "fuck the watch."
Excellent.
So she's gonna pull that down, and being the unusually shaped bugbear that she is, which is much more like an orangutan, she is going to do her like most casual swing, using like walking on her hands and swinging into the watchtower or station, trying to give off an air of insouciance, which, being a giant blue bugbear, may be hard.
giant, 4 foot tall.
So small.
Okay. But she's really, you guys missed the fact she's fat. She's literally shaped like an orangutan.
Wonderful.
So she's quite visible, and she's blue.
It's doubly wonderful.
Covered in
you walk into the city watch. When you get in there, the entranceway is fairly dimly lit, and it kind of feels like a bit of a reception area. It's compared to the reception area that you were just in, it is certainly not even close to being as comfortable. There are kind of wooden stools along one wall where the door is, and in front of you, you see a counter with some kind of bars down in front of it, and a little gap with a door next to it, and behind there you can see stairs going up to another floor, and a set of stairs going down, all behind this kind of metal grate. And behind the counter, you see a fairly bored-looking dwarven man, flicking through some papers and occasionally making some notes on the notes on another piece of paper. He's sort of in a green and yellow cloak, with a little badge affixing to his chest.
Nice. How tall is this desk? Is it the height of a dwarf, or is it like as if the dwarf is standing on a box so that he's the same height as the?
It's probably about 3.5 foot.
Awesome.
One side of it, when you're standing at the desk, you can see that most of it goes floor level and then up to the wall to where the kind of front desk is. But there is one side where there is a slight ramp and then a flat bit that goes up kind of like a foot. You would imagine they put that in as sort of an accessibility feature, because obviously they don't want to assume that everyone can get up to the 3.5 foot of the desk. So yeah, there is they've made it so there's a slight ramp so that the kind of naturally shorter folks in the city can also talk to the city watch if they need to. As you approach, you can see that the little dwarf. He's quite a big dwarf, but he's sat on a stool.
Awesome. So Clara's going to use the ramp and stand on the little platform. She's going to put one of her incredibly long arms on the counter and sort of do that thing. You know, like people when they're trying to be like, yeah, I'm really cool, like I'm really comfortable with this, and they start flicking their nose, just doing that. And she's like, yeah, so like we want to report a missing person.
Oh. Good afternoon. A missing person.
Yeah, so basically we were on a hen do yesterday, and we lost the bride. We were in an escape room. We dropped off an employee who was attacked yesterday, in order to report the fact that she'd been attacked, and mention the fact that we had, in the middle of escape room out of nowhere, bizarrely, completely lost the bride. and she hasn't returned, and we think she's in trouble because she's gone.
Right. Just one sec. And he kind of leans back in his chair and he just goes, Sergeant. Yeah, I think they're back. Yeah, I wasn't on duty yesterday, but the sergeant told me that you guys might be back. And from behind him, a very very tall elven woman, kind of very stony faced, but not in a harsh way, just in a way that her face is just not expressive. It is just very blank. She moves very gracefully, I suppose, but it was less about grace, but more that it's almost like she makes the exact minimal amount of movement that she needs to get from one side of the room to the other. And she comes and she leans on the desk and says, yes, hello, I'm Sergeant Boltwater. I was here yesterday when your friend came in and told us what was going on. We sent her away. I'm assuming that the girl has not arrived yet, and so you would like us to open an investigation.
Can I just ask something very quickly out of character?
Yeah.
Does she look like Gillian Anderson?
I don't know. Sorry.
This is the vibe.
If you were walking past her in the street, you would probably do at least a double take in thinking it that perhaps she may look like Gillian Anderson.
Okay, cool. Clara just looks at her and is like,
I think Mirabelle totters in after her.
She's suddenly confronted by a very attractive, very tall, slightly older woman, and doesn't really know what to do with that.
I identify with personally. Mirabelle, I think has been following. I don't know if the others have followed Clara in, but Mirabelle has also tottered up this step as like this has been going on to listen to what's happening. And goes it. Yeah, she has disappeared and she has not reappeared. Now, has there been anything done so far to locate her? We have some things that we have located to give us an idea of what might have happened, but we need to know that you are interested in pursuing this.
She kind of, there's a slight frown kind of goes over her face, and she says, yes, it is a missing person. Of course we would be interested in pursuing it. We have a standard policy of not getting involved for the first 24 hours to make sure that there is a definite danger. But yes, of course we will open an investigation. All we need is a description of the girl, any information about where she was last seen, and any other pertinent information that you can give us, and we will take that away. And if you give us contact details, we can we keep in touch with you and let you know how the investigation is going. But yes, of course we would investigate.
Hildy
I would hope so. She is a Stormsbane after all. And I think Mirabelle would like to do maybe an insight check on this woman.
Yeah.
See how she reacts to this, because I don't know what kind of connections Imelda has in this city.
Do an insight check, and also do me a history check.
Clara can Clara do an insight check, but she's trying to work out. She's trying to use her gaydar to work out whether or not this woman is at least pan.
You absolutely can.
Thank you.
Can one of
I
these
love
go
how
well
Claire
for
is
me?
like every time she's like, "Is this like like? Are you feeling that?"
Also,
the entire time.
Is it canon that
I mean,
she has
listen,
a good gaydar?
I can't blame Clara for this.
Yeah, that's true. Who among us?
Funny.
Everyone drink. It's a natural 20.
Hey.
There we go.
Not a
Salute.
a good role at all.
That's why for Gaydar, absolutely. Unfortunately, I only have a 10 for an insight check in spite of my +3. Thank you very much. But I do have a 16 for history check.
Yeah, she. What you know about the Stormsbane family is that Joseph was a fairly prolific. He would probably call himself a privateer. That's not what a lot of people would call him. But he made a great deal of money in trade and other ship-based activities, and was certainly fairly notorious in and around Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate. It is a name that has probably not been mentioned much in the last, decade. He moved out to Briarswood and settled down with his family, and he kind of is not as active, but attenders enough to see that there is a flicker of recognition across the sergeant's face. You can't really pinpoint whether that's like fear or curiosity or whatever, but she knew that name. It doesn't give you an indication of whether that's going to make her more or less inclined to help you. But it was a little trigger for you. And Clara, what you see with that 20 is a wedding ring on her finger. It is a kind of a very kind of thick gold band. She's not wearing an engagement ring, just the wedding ring. And she has a look about her that is she doesn't look like she's the kind of woman that softens much to anyone. But there is a glance over at Mirabelle when she comes up at the table, where her eyes kind of, there is a moment's eyebrow raise at the sight of Mirabelle, and it disappears almost immediately.
Fleeting desire.
So she looks down at you and goes, well, yes, if we could have the full information of the missing person. She starts kind of looking through the desk, and she pulls out a sheet of paper that is just kind of like a basic information about what they need to know: name, last seen location, who she was last seen with, and any other pertinent information. She kind of slides it through the gap in the grate and puts a pen next to it and says, yes, if you could just fill this out for me, and we will get it processed and get moving on this for you as soon as we possibly can.
Well, we'll be very happy to fill it out, and we will just imminently. But we can tell that you are a woman of significant power, and we want to make sure that this is really handled appropriately. So once we fill this out, we would like to give you the additional information that we have, because we have very strong concerns that although we'd hate to implicate a family member, it may be necessary, and we do have information on that account.
And also, do you need a picture of her? Would that help? And Hildy pulls out one of those like wallets that have all the little like photo things, and she pulls out one that's that is Soren and Bridget and Shelly, and she's like, Bridget is the short one in the middle.
So cute.
The sergeant takes it and looks down at it and goes, this will be very useful, thank you very much. She looks like a lovely girl, and hopefully this is all just, an accident, a mistake, a misunderstanding. We always hope that these situations resolve themselves without us having to have too much involvement, but we will get to work. Any additional information, we obviously can take these statements anonymously. We will not always follow up on leads if we don't think they are pertinent. We'll try and judge it based on our own investigation. But yes, anything that you can give us, we will be grateful for.
Yeah, totally. And at some point, I will want that picture back. I don't have a lot of pictures of my twins that short, so they're adorable.
I can promise you, ma'am, if you come back later today, we will have made a copy of it, and you can come and pick it up in a few hours if you would like.
Oh, you are just the best. Thank you.
That's no problem. So yes, fill that out, and if there's anything else you'd like to chat to us about, just let us know.
So I kind of lean over to Hildy. I'm like, so like, did we like gift them the address in Neverwinter for like that Jackson dude, or?
You know, I don't know. I don't think we did. Sorry. I know you thought that was the end of the conversation. So did we all, but it wasn't.
Turns out it wasn't.
I was just giving you a chance to fill out the form.
Thank you. We have this address in Neverwinter where her mother was in communication with during this whole Hindu situation, and we think it might be involved. This Jackson Brown individual has come up again and again, time and again, between the adventure escape room place, talking to Imelda, being involved in some sort of tea operation, but not entirely involved. There's a lot going on. I know I sound like a crazy conspiracy theorist. I am one, but that's not the point. The point is, I'm just giving you all the information we have, and part of that information is what the fuck is going on with this Jackson Brown person.
But also,
well, yeah.
Sorry. I was going to say, but also, like, what they haven't told you is about the stripper Jason, right? Who turned up to the strip and was really bad at it, so decided to entertain us with animals. Subsequently attacked us with some sludgy puppies, which we killed before we realised that we could turn them back into puppies. And then appeared the next day mysteriously at the escape room. And then when we were looking for Bridget and we came out and we found Megan had been attacked, he had disappeared inexplicably.
Okay. Anyone who is at the desk, roll me an insight check.
Okay.
Just to know that these people are not buying what we're selling.
She says.
I
Oh,
love it.
Mitch got nice rolls. Let's go.
I
got an
20.
8.
Cheers.
I've run out of drink.
She says, well, first off, it is interesting to know that you were at the you were present during that incident at the restaurant, because we received a complaint filed from the owners there, seeking kind of reparations for the damage done by those animals, and we are in the process of processing that case for them. Those of you who rolled in the 20s, especially with that nat 20 Mirabelle,
You got a real nice roll.
when she says we feel like there's something funny going on with this Jackson Brown character, there is you can see her eyebrows raise, and then she kind of settles back into a far more relaxed state, and she says, in terms of Mr. Brown, thank you for that information. I do not believe it will be pertinent to the case, but we appreciate it anyway.
Clara Clara goes and sits on one of the benches and gets her sending stone out, and she sends a message to Mirabelle going, she likes you. Or no, when she saw you, she reacted quite strongly. Maybe now is the time to talk about your famed feminine charm. And so
just after you send this, almost as if by, serendipity, another message pops up on your phone, on your sending stone, from the Centaur.
Hey! I missed this. Oh god. Emily. Da 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 da. Ba da ba ba. Okay, there's this.
Oh no! What?
Is he cancelling?
I accidentally made too much pad thai, and I want to share it with you.
Aww.
I feel like he doesn't know if he wants to date you or fuck you or
Yeah,
both.
he's
You know
not
what
sure
I
at
mean?
all. It's so sweet.
Please.
Both is good.
Both is good. Both is good.
Both is
but,
good.
You know.
Clara doesn't really know what pad thai is. So she just writes back, cool, sounds great, bring at 8:30.
He texts back saying, yeah, if we get road drinks from the hotel, we could go have a picnic.
Aww.
Ew. What is he doing?
Clara just sends him a thumbs up.
Full circle.
We talked about this.
Just a full circle thumbs up.
Well, she's like, she literally doesn't understand what's going on, so she's like, and so you have to remember, she can't even really remember. They were going back to Spain in a carriage, and she was drunk. So
You also at one point told the Centaur your name was Mirabelle, which adds another layer to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of men looking for Mirabelle at the bar tonight.
Just the way Mirabelle likes it, let's be honest here.
there's gonna be a whole sliding doors thing going on.
An icon.
Running between a picnic and a...
Fuck.
Speaking of Mirabelle, since this happened quite while the conversation was going on, right? Just a little bit after. After the inspector, what was her official title?
You can see she's got a name tag as well. I'm gonna sneeze. I'm really sorry.
Bless you.
That's
If I say I'm not gonna sneeze, then it won't happen.
I can cast bless at first level.
Bless.
Bless your heart.
Yeah, you can. She's got a name tag that says Sergeant Adelaide Boltwater.
How much of an awful idea would it be if Mirabelle, after she finished saying that Jackson Brown would not be relevant to the case, this might be an overreaction, but you know what? I've already thought of it and I started saying it, so we're gonna go for it and see what shit happens. Casts command on her and says, "Explain."
What?
He needs to make a 13 wisdom saving throw.
13 wisdom saving throw. Could you tell me whether or not she, if she succeeds, she knows that you have cast command on her?
It doesn't. It doesn't say.
It doesn't say.
It does not say. People who command must succeed on follow the command on his next turn. There's if the target can't follow your command, the spell ends. There is no.
Okay, I'm gonna say that command, because command's only a first level spell. Are you casting it at a different level? But it wouldn't make sense because you only want one creature. Because it's a first level spell, people in the chat, this might not be well, one would assume Ediford that the verbal component is the word that you say. So you saying just, well, I don't know if we succeeded. Even if you just said explain to her, that's not particularly weird. She might not know that you cast it on her.
That's what I was thinking, and I also couldn't think of a more aggressive way to be like, tell me all of your secret dealings, you high elf lady.
Slut. We love you.
So do you look at her and say explain?
Oh yes, directly in the eyes, with a very masterful gaze.
You see her look at you, and her eyes kind of go out of focus for a second, and then come back into focus, and she says, well, Mr. Jackson Brown is very well known around these parts. He's a very well-respected businessman, and even though we know that he might have dealings with some unsavory people, he's very powerful, and we tend to not get involved with a lot of what he does because he lines our pockets fairly well. So there's very little that we could do involving him. We might be able to find out some more information, but in terms of getting any kind of charges drawn up against him, you're probably better going face to face with a dragon than Mr. Jackson Brown.
Well, thank you very much for telling us. Now, can you tell us? We know that he is currently in Neverwinter. Where might we be able to find any of his business partners, dealings, etc.? We need to know who might be involved in this.
One moment. Right, yeah, this is the line I'm gonna draw on it. As you say that, her eyes go out of focus again and come back into focus and say, I'm not really at liberty to give you any personal information about other civilians. If it comes up in the case, we might be able to go down those routes of investigation, but generally we don't share that kind of information. But I hope that we could have have been as helpful as we've needed to be. If you again just want to fill out that form, and we can get started on this right away. Because the command was explain, and she did explain.
Mm-hmm.
Any further questions?
Oh, 100%.
Would require. She did though roll a nat 1.
There we go.
I was wondering. I was like, damn, that's a
drink.
That'll be why.
We will drink for the NPC rolling in at 1.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I think Mirabelle wants to do one more follow-up action on this interaction before she drops it, and then we'll let anyone else step in who wants to. And she sort of beckons the commander over and says, now, I fully understand your position. We do have some resources at hand in order to save our poor Bridget. And it would be at the utmost discretion. This is strictly on one matter and one matter only, and that is saving our friend. We have no interest in anything else involving Mr. Brown. If you could provide us with any additional information, that would stay entirely between us, and we would make sure that you are amply, I wouldn't say rewarded, but recognized for your service to the freedom and liberty of our friend.
Roll me a persuasion check. Not persuasion check. Persuade me with those good rolls.
I thought that would be better than my roll.
She kind of looks at you and says, I understand and respect your worry about the well-being of your friend. I don't mean to come across as unwilling to help, because of course I am. but I can assure you that when it comes to, shall we say, compensating people for their efforts and punishing, for want of a better word, those who are perhaps not helpful, I think you are slightly outmatched in this instance. We will do what we can to find Miss Bridget, and I think it best you probably let us get on with our work.
Well, I did my best, and fair enough. Turns to the others, and who I assume heard everything, and just goes, sort of walks a little bit away, like to the back of the group, basically, not far enough away to not hear anything, but just be like, it's all on you guys now.
Shit. So I kind of like go over to to Mirabelle, and I'm like, so do you think that we should just go rogue here and ignore the watch people? Either that or you think we should offer sex or something? I don't know how to go about this situation.
Well, you heard everything that I did, so either we have this conversation outside, or y'all make a decision on if you can do anything to persuade the guard to take this case on with a bit more vigor.
So out of as a timeout, could we all just individually try to persuade this guard, or is that kind of aggressively too aggressive?
Are you asking me?
Is it would it be
yes, Madam Dean.
You can try. She's kind of gone back to doing some work at her desk, clearly waiting for you to fill out the piece of paper with the information on it, because she's kind of indicated that not much can be done until that is done. You could individually try to persuade her, but like most people, she probably has a limited amount of patience.
Sure. Hildy's just gonna fill out the paperwork.
Yeah.
That's what she's gonna be doing.
Okay. Yeah. Then the paperwork is filled out with all of the we shan't recap it, but all of the relevant information. You slide it across the counter, and the dwarf behind the counter attaches the little photograph to the form. He hands it back, and Sergeant Bolter sees it, takes it, stands up, and says, "Thank you very much for this, ladies. I promise you we will do our best to find out what we can. And I see you've put contact details at the bottom, so we will let you know when we have anything new to tell you."
Thank you. So helpful. I'm gonna just at this point, I think I'm just gonna go out and kind of try to find Davy again, because I don't think that there's much more we could do here.
Mirabelle throws the sergeant a very knowing look as she walks out after Gwyneth.
She kind of just looks back at you
I'm sure she does.
A small smile, and then gets back to her work.
Wank, wank.
Sorry, wank, wank?
Wank,
Yes.
wank. But also wank, wank. Both.
Oh, thank
Oh,
you.
they did. You absolutely just
Cheers.
probably also soon, because
Generous.
Thank you so much.
You walk outside after having been in there for quite a while, the afternoon is kind of wearing on. It's kind of, with the journey and how long you've been there, it's probably kind of 1:30, 1:45. And as you get outside, the air is hot and sticky and heavy, and you can see Davy sat. He's now popped up a little parasol on the top of the cart. And as you step outside, you, Hildy, get a message from Catherine saying no sign of Imelda, but the room got called saying that there was a message for her at the front desk.
Hildy's gonna message back just like, okay, you do you have a way of getting that message, or do we need to come back?
She texts saying, I can go down and grab it for you if you want.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
The sooner the better. Thank you so much.
Get that info.
She sends you a thumbs up in response.
God damn it.
And Hildy
fair.
tries to
That's
send
a
a
fair
thumbs
time.
up, but instead she sends like a
An
face that
aubergine.
looks vaguely disconcerted, and then goes, "Oop, no," and like texts, "Oop, no," and then texts a thumbs up.
Yeah, Catherine sends the like 3 crying, laughing emojis in response.
Yes.
Yeah. Davy says, "Are you ladies all done here?"
Well, I believe we are. Ladies, bless you, Clara.
Thank you.
So like, where are we going? Back to the hotel or like somewhere else? Question mark, question mark, question mark? Or
That's a very good question. Now, ladies, do you think we should go back to the hotel or visit Megan? We could also send a sending stone message. I don't believe visiting the tea house again would get us any results. However, that is an option.
Didn't the guy at the tea house literally tell us to come back today?
I think he did. Yeah.
Oh,
And
in that case, I stand corrected. I thought he was really trying to keep us away from his wife. So I was concerned. But if that's what he said and I completely misunderstood, we could absolutely try that.
I think we should, like, I guess, sure, why not? While, like, you know, whatever, like, when we get that text with the information, like, I think we should at least try to do something else.
oh, for sure.
I
really think it's getting to be about time that we call her fiance, but we can do that when we get to wherever we're going.
All due respect, Hildy, I don't know that Braun's gonna be much use here. He's a sweet boy, but he is not always the most competent.
We don't know his full story. Maybe he's really good at tracking things apart from books. We don't know. B, oh, okay, I do admit I think it'd be kind of funny.
Well, that's a whole different story entirely.
At that, you get a text back from Catherine. She says, "Don't really understand this, but they gave me the card, so I'll just take a picture." She takes a picture and sends it to you. And it is a very short message that says, "Patience, no change in plan. We agreed 30 hours. Please don't contact again unless urgent, on holiday." Signed, JB. And what you got on this one, which you didn't get from the previous one, is a sending stone number signed in the on the footer. And at that point in time, Catherine sends you another text saying, "Don't know what this is about, but just saw Imelda come in. I was sat in the lobby. She didn't see me, but she ran up to her room. I'll go check it out.
So sketchy.
Yay! And
Super
that
sketch.
is where we shall leave it for tonight.
Quick thing, just because I know we had a point by for it, Clara still needs to lose another patch of hair, so I don't know if like a bird flies by and
Yeah,
While this happens, I'm gonna die if I do not pee. I will pee you 2 seconds.
same, honestly. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Whoa,
as you are walking past a lamp post outside the city watch, your arm brushes past and gets stuck to a very, very large piece of chewing gum, which somehow, when you try and extract yourself, instead of ripping the chewing gum off the post, perhaps more favorably, the chewing gum rips the hair out of your arm.
I'm like, oh god.
That's not fair. I keep forgetting how much hair she's lost, and it's just really upsetting every time I remember.
It's only about the size of like a £2 coin, so it's not too much, but it is like right here.
It's like a little patch of hair here. Dab with your leg.
No hair on her legs. Or what on one leg? Not even
One
two
leg
legs.
is one leg's getting a bit stubbly, apart from where there appears to be a bit of a scar where the acid really, and that might take a little bit while to grow back. But yes, as you are all standing outside the city watch, yes, the camera pans up, and that is the end of this evening. Thank you all very much for doing our watch, and thank you for the ratings, the lovely, sweet, amazing
Thank you
ratings.
to the rating.
To everybody, I don't know. Like there are so many people. I'm just like, oh my gosh, so many people saw the show today.
Heart.
I don't know. I like I said, I was like my Spanish ain't what it used to be, so I'm just kind of like, gracias a nuestros invitados de España.
Sí.
Nice.
Fue un placer.
Love it. Yes, thank you, all of you who stuck out through all of that. All, I think, 4.5 hours of it. You guys rock. It is the absolute best to have you all here. And next week we should be back with more Hen Party. Same time, same place.
And a hand party.
And
Yes,
happy
happy
birthday!
It's Sam's birthday weekend.
It will have been my birthday on the Friday, so I will probably still be in full birthday mode.
Yeah, we're gonna have special. I don't know. I'm gonna make promises for M that we're gonna have special point buys just for Han's birthday.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
I will,
let me know what those are. and I will put them in.
Please feel free to praise me or punish me as you see fit.
Wow, was that kind of streaming? Sorry.
Well, yeah, you know.
It's kinky.
I just don't expect
Girl.
anyone to invite a internet audience to punish them. Like,
I don't. I'm more than happy to both be showered in praise and joy and love, but also, you know, I'm a Leo, so I know that I do hog the spotlight perhaps a little bit too much. So if you want to make me do bad things like down my drink or whatever, we can. I'm down for whatever.
Both those sentences went to very different places when I heard them. I was just like, oh, several beers in.
I'm more than happy for those sentences to go to whatever place people feel most comfortable with. Yes. So that is our plan for next week. We will hopefully be back in the week with Talking Crit Talks and Arcana Check. I I don't know who's going to be on either of them, but we
I'm
shall
gonna
see.
check. Just quickly checking. And Andrea, are you both on tomorrow night?
Yes, it's us.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night, Monday night at it would be 10 p.m. BST. Yes, you two? Correct?
11 p.m. Isn't it?
No, 10 p.m.
10
It's
p.m.
5 p.m. ET because these two are Washington
EDT.
D.C. based.
Yes.
What?
What's up?
If there's any change, it might be a half-hour delay. Please check out the Twitter to just double check. Usually it's 10 p.m. BST. Occasionally it's 10:30. You know, things happen. You never know.
I have a day
Crit
job.
Talks,
It's
typically
silly.
Thursday nights.
Mm-hmm.
We do not know just yet who would be on there. I think luckily for all of you, it will not be me for a change. We will let you know who that is exactly. And
Yes.
typically it is like 9:10 also BST, 5-6 ET. Again, Twitter will let you know.
Mm-hmm.
And as Han already said, regular Hindu continuation will be next Sunday at this time. And a quick plug for anyone who doesn't already know about Questing Time. Questing Time is an amazing comedians play D&D stream that is happening at Twitch /Questing Time. All one word. You know how to go. Yeah. Who Blue has already put this. Who Blue, Mom of Goblins. I have now made a new name for her. Put it in the chat. Questing Time also has streams on Mondays and Wednesdays, and they are wonderful. And they have a live stream. They have a live show coming up, theoretically second Sunday of August.
September?
So keep an eye out for that.
September, I think, will
Uh,
be the next one. Because the second
September, nothing in August. My apologies. I completely misread that message that I got when I asked about this today. It is September, not August.
Yes.
Nothing in August, September.
yes,
But also
and
keep
they
an eye
are
out
the
for
most
that.
delightful fun. So if you live in London or can travel to London, it is an absolute delight. And yeah, we are about on Twitter. You can find us in various places. And yeah, it has been an absolute delight to share our Sunday evening with you. Thank you for giving us your time, your love, and your attention, and your cheers, and your bits, and your subscriptions.
One
and all of
last
that
little
stuff.
sip. One last little sip for Crispy Goth for that little cheers. Because
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I took my,
See you,
my
Crispy
final
Goth.
sip that I had.
God bless.
Thank you.
Cheers to you, Crispy Goth.
may
Yes.
you DJ many more Crispy Gothy industrial.
The
Events.
most crispy, the most gothic.
Yes.
Sarah, stop that.
Shall we do a raid?
You know,
Let us.
I took a look and I'm not seeing a channel to raid that we follow. So
If anyone has any recommendations, throw them in the stream. We do not do enough raids on our main. I think we do raids on our
Chris
content
Betts
and Crit
is
Talks.
live.
Chris Betts is live.
Oh, Chris Betts. Fine.
Chris,
Is that not
Like
enthusiastic enough?
She said really unenthusiastically.
but this
I'm
is
so sorry,
Well-
everyone who watches Questing Time. I genuinely enjoy the new Breaking Dawn, but I cannot say I am the most enthusiastic about Chris Betts. It's
sorry.
fine.
Just
Person.
checking.
We support.
This
It's
is
like a family thing, you know.
It is a
Yes.
family thing. I 100% support anyone who Paul Foxcroft supports, I guess.
Chris
So
Betts.
let's-
This is
let's
Chris
raid Chris
Betts. Just Chris Betts talk shows
Yes,
and
yes.
podcast. Chris Betts. Okay,
Yeah.
all right. Cool.
Yeah.
Well, we will start that
and
raid.
Everyone
Shout
raid with
him.
good luck, cabbage.
Yeah.
Good
shout
luck,
out.
Cabbage. And also, the Questing Time familiar hashtag PissBets is also
Yes.
so Cabbage
Yeah,
and
those.
PissBets.
Lovely.
Both those.
Just
All
that.
right, I'm gonna start the raid, and I'm also gonna play the credits. Thank you, everyone. Have a great night.
Mwah.
Have a good night.
Thank
Forget everything I said about not liking PissBets.
Oh, no.